So a while ago, I had a thought. I haven't had the chance to play Age of Sigmar yet, but I'm hoping to eventually. Now my Stormcast army is already massive, and my Blades of Khorne are coming along, but if I wanted to play that army in person, I would probably need a Bloodthirster at some point. These massive demon boys are impressive and imposing, and they're also $140. I didn't want to spend that much. Plus, they don't really fit the aesthetic of my army that I'm going for anyway. So I had a thought. Why not make my own? The army aesthetic for the army that I've made is very corrupted plant life / murder forest. And I want the demons to represent that to the absolute extreme. So with some creative thinking, I eventually came up with an idea for making my own Bloodthirster that is cheaper and fits with the aesthetic of my army a lot more than the base model. The basis of this kit bash was going to be a Sylvaneth Treeman, a super customizable and very diverse kit that can be built in a lot of different ways. But I needed wings, and big ones. So I did some digging around and some looking at various models and various flying pieces, and I eventually settled on a zombie dragon / terrorgeist / about a dozen other things that you can build out of that kit that I would buy and use the wings for. Hi, I'm Gino, the Painting Acolyte, and today we're going to kit bash the biggest model I've ever made. Some of the inspiration for this kit bash was from the Wood Elf Treeman from Total War Warhammer, which really nail the forest is out to murder you vibe, especially Durthu. I mean, look at this guy. He angry. Those sounds, the violence, those gross tentacle weapons, these guys are begging to be demons. So I got started. I've never made a kit this big to begin with, nor have I made a kit bash of this size or scope before. So it was a bit scary to start with. I started out by building and assembling the tree man mostly as is. A lot of the customization options for the kit come down to extra bits that you can glue on at various points, or options that you would choose later on at the assembly of the bit. You build the body of the tree man mostly the same regardless of how you're building it, because the kit can be assembled as 3 different options. Also, certain parts of this model are a nightmare to assemble. The old black and white instructions for this kit aren't the best. While I was waiting for some glue to dry, I had a, dare I say, downright inspired idea to add some additional flair. Why not make him mid-murdering? I had a spare Beastman from the Chaos Blood Bowl box set that I've been using for various bits and pieces, and I would figure he would go perfectly while impaled on one of these giant murder claws. I really love this detail, I'm really proud of it, and I'm really excited to paint it up. The wings that I took from the Zombie Dragon / Other Things kit needed a little bit of work and a little bit of extra length on the limbs added to them to fit properly onto this tree man. Otherwise, they were going to get in the way of too many bits. So I added some parts from the Demon Prince kit. I used the weird, fleshy jetpack tube things from the Demon Prince for the 40k version of that model. I was never going to use them anyway, and they look good enough, especially with some gap filling and some gluing and some filing. I plundered a lot of spare bits from both of these boxes. Both the Tree Man and the Zombie Dragon kits come with a lot of extra details that you can glue on and place wherever you want to add some extra detail. Out of the Zombie Dragon box, I was careful to only use pieces that went for the Zombie Dragon. A lot of kits that you can get, you can build them in different ways, and they usually have a lot of similar things. For the Zombie Dragon, like the body was the same, the legs would be the same, but the arms and some of the face was different between the different kits. So I only used the pieces for the Zombie Dragon, because I had already used the head and the wings for that, and, you know, maybe I'll make a kit bash for a Terrorgeist at some point. So I figured I'd rather leave those behind, just in case. I wanted to make something completely unique and original to me. I added a set of horns and some jaw bits from the Zombie Dragon onto the face of the Tree Man to really sell that murderous tree demon thing vibe that I was going for. With the wings attached, the demon was complete in all of his horrific glory. Next, onto the base. Using some corkboard sheets, I broke them up and turned them into rocks to give some extra height and some extra detailing to the base for the demon. I also bored some holes into the cork and into the feet of the demon, and used some thick wire to glue into the demon's feet and into the base to pin it in place. It was pretty top-heavy to begin with, and this would keep it upright. Then, it was just a smorgasbord of spare bits and extra pieces that I've had laying around in various bits boxes, in sprues that I didn't need, and things like that. I just put them all over the place on this base, made it look really random, chaotic, and like a lot of bad stuff was happening. I'm excited about the space and all the details that it has. And I think that once I get this demon painted up, I'm going to try to do my first ever resin pour on the base to do some gross, murky swamp water. And that's the kit bash done. I used some Milliput to blend some joints and to sculpt a few details here and there, but I'm really bad at Milliput and green stuff, so they kind of just look like blobs, but that's okay. I used a lot of various wires to add some plant-like tendrils and growths onto the demon and the base. I also added some texture paste all over the model and especially over the base to just add an extra layer of grime and grossness to it. Some very sandy, fine details. I'm super proud of the work that I did on this model. It feels really cool to have something that was only in my imagination before, only in bits and pieces from what I imagined, from looking at the Games Workshop website and putting models together and writing notes down on my phone, to have it actually in front of me, to have an actual model that is completely unique and is unlike anything else that anyone else would have. It's a really cool feeling, and it definitely makes me feel a lot more inspired and a lot more confident in my abilities to do something like this, to make custom things, to do something at such a large scale and have it be unique. Painting this thing, on the other hand, that I'm still worried about and is going to take a lot of bravery and a lot of planning, but I'll get around to that, and when I do get around to painting this thing, I'm excited for it, and I'll obviously make another video. Now, time for some glory shots. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and all the other things that YouTubers tell you to do. If you want to stay engaged with me and my channel and help grow this channel, let me know what else you'd like to see. I'm Gino the Painting Acolyte, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and be well.